Okay. Daniel, your worst nightmare fucking happened. I'm in the forest with Michelle having conversation about colonization.
Decolonization.
And decolonization, yes. So we're going to talk, well, she's going to speak about, are your pronouns she?
They are Z, they, she.
Z, they, she. Well, Z are going to talk about her experiences decolonizing in the fucking forest.
In the forest.
Sacred land. So, there you go.
Man, since I didn't have anything prepared, it's
pressure, huh? You feel pressure? I know. I'm like, boo, let's not do this now.
We're in the middle of the San Gabriel Mountains, also known as the Asuza Canyons, and on sacred, unprecedented Tongva land. Here we are, literally like feet away from the river, and it's such a beautiful space, like knowing that these waters have yet to be like contaminated the way that most of the rivers and the valleys of Los Angeles have been going through.
Very beautiful here.
Honestly, like, so much of nature is dying right now, and I feel like the beginning of decolonization is decolonizing nature itself, and decolonizing the idea that only white people are the face of hiking and camping and all of these like extracurricular activities, which they have taken from indigenous people, which I will also like point out that like Asian people are indigenous, people of the Americas are indigenous, people of Europe are indigenous, people of the African continent are indigenous, like islanders are indigenous. Everyone has indigenous people. It might not be the first people, the first nations, the first the Aboriginal peoples of that land, but you still belong to that land.
Like occupying this space right now, I'll be honest, like it feels like it is a privilege. It is a privilege
to be here, and so we must like thank the ancestors of this land, because like if it weren't for them, we wouldn't also be here. And it was also on their blood that we're here too. Like
the colonizer blood. Like I'm colonizer and the colonized in my bloodline, and like just being here, like I kind of yelled out like to the colonizer spirits, like fuck you guys, don't follow me home though, and like just this moment wouldn't have happened. And now that we know this, now that we're getting ready to celebrate Thanksgiving Day and what that means to this entire country, like we're here now and we're dealing with the creation and celebration. And should we be celebrating? Like, what do you think?
All right, so this actually is a topic that has been roaming around the internet, and like different groups that I've like different indigenous groups that like talk in like chat rooms and things like that. The biggest part of it that I've from what I've read and how my family celebrates is when it comes to indigenous people and to people who are not of this land. Like, all right, let's start with indigenous. When it comes to indigenous people, to each their own. Because there is nothing more indigenous and brown than being around your family members and eating together and stuffing your face and like talking shit and sharing stories.
True.
There is nothing more like cultural and community based than being amongst everyone, sharing a meal, sharing your stories about what happened to your year and all of this shit. Then that's celebration. Now, I think that we shouldn't be celebrating it like on that day, because that does celebrate the genocide and all of the hate and all of the perpetual colonization that we have right now.
We don't really go on the schedule. We're gonna celebrate on Thanksgiving Day, like.
It's become a corporative. It's become a.
It's like a culture thing, and I think if your family came here, if your family's here, like you do adopt the culture, and it's okay to take pride in that. But it's also important that you do the hard work and recognize the toxicity in that celebration, and change what you're celebrating, like or learn about it at least.
The pride in it the pride in it shouldn't be like the pride that is deeply rooted with the holiday is white people, white settler colonists coming here and being like, how we get to have slaves, how we get to be this land, how we own this, how this, which is the roots of white supremacy, which is the roots of capitalism.
And we're dealing with it now.
And so what we should do, if we're really going to be like how I see it, how I personally see it is, you know, how we're out here. I'm thankful to the land. I'm thankful to the river spirit. I'm thankful to the sun. I'm thankful to the mountain spirit. I'm thankful to Tonantzin, to grandfather. I'm thankful for all of these things for what it is and why we're here. I am thankful to the land. I am thankful for the turkey whose life was slaughtered that we get to eat and share. I am thankful that my family is still around me in this, you know, in another year of life. Those are the things that I'm thankful for, versus like what the society of the United States has like the government and all of this stuff has perpetuated, was basically celebrating that, oh, we're here and that we made it, the glorification of pilgrims and the bullshit lies of history of how pilgrims and Native Americans were friends and had fun. Like, if it weren't for Native people sharing their crops, sharing their games, sharing their thoughts,
shit.
you know, they wouldn't have survived, and no one puts that into consideration.
I'll be honest, I've been out in the forest for like 10 minutes. I've injured myself like 3 times. But it's about survival, and without indigenous people, there would be absolutely nothing to celebrate. And so you lend your ears. Lend your ears, but also use your voice to understand, like, talk to your nieces, talk to your siblings, talk to your family about it. If we're all going to be together, I know most of us will be together. Like, let's be honest. Most of us will see or talk to our family. You know, you don't have to ruin Thanksgiving by just saying, like, you know what, I'm thankful for this time, and then I'm thankful that we're learning from history. Because this year's been historic. We're living in history, and we're analyzing history all at the same time.
Truly.
And that's a fucking balance that I feel like a lot of people in our generation are dealing with right now. But if we talk about it, like, that's it. It is the first step. So, like, I'm thankful. I'm thankful for you two for coming out here.
Thank you.
You know, I'm thankful for this conversation. I started this podcast wanting to learn. And like I said earlier, I feel like I'm learning more outside of college, just speaking to people, hearing their stories. That's like, it's amazing. Our guest, Kaitlin, as well. She's out here.
So cool.
We are appreciating nature. All right, Michelle, what are you thankful for? I think that's a good thing to, like, it's like a good thing to, like, end on.
I am thankful of my ancestors and for their survival and for their complete beautiful spirit that they were able to push forward for us to be here in this moment. You know, I say, like, I'm the daughter of immigrants, which is, like, also really stupid to say because the idea of immigrant is a very colonized, like, point of view. But I am so blessed that I live on this side of the quote-unquote border, that I'm able to learn and have this knowledge and share it and meet like-minded individuals, because the reality is, if I would have been born in Mexico, where my parents are from, or Guatemala, where some of my grandparents are from, like, I would have never reached the amounts of education that I have now. And so I am blessed for the resilience of my line and for the land making it here and for the land, for Tonantzin, for grandfather, mother, for allowing us, to giving us, like, the fruitful characteristics and just, like, everything, honestly, like, for just the resources to be able to survive. Like, here we are, like, thank you. Just, like, how could we not be thankful? And that's I think we need to teach appreciative methods towards our youth, because I feel like a lot of them don't know how to be thankful. because they don't realize we have all of these things.
We're getting nurtured by the mother, like literally. We should be thankful for what, it's the matriarch, the traditional Thanksgiving holiday is all about the patriarch, but we should be thankful for the matriarchs in our communities and in our lives. Kaitlin, what are you thankful for? Do you want to say anything?
I mean, if we're talking about matriarchs, I am thankful for my mom. She's part of the reason she's part of my decolonization journey. Like, if it weren't for her...
Shout out Caitlin's mom.
Hell yeah. Shout out Asuza.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But that's what I'm grateful for. Grateful for the universe and everything, how it unfolded the way it did.
Yeah.
Because what are the odds of that? Yeah, grateful for a lot.
All right. Yeah. Be thankful. Be thankful for learning history, for speaking about it, for shutting up about it. I think most importantly, for listening.
I see you running into the woods with your bright yellow jacket. You look lost. You look lost. I see you running into the woods with your bright yellow jacket. You look lost. You look lost. You know, kids like you ain't supposed to know that the world is broken, the soul is frozen. You know, kids like you ain't supposed to feel like the earth is caving and the world is spinning for you. I bet you never knew love could be this bright. Ain't it something? Smile or something. I bet you never knew that could taste this sweet. I bet you never knew. I see you running into the woods with your bright yellow jacket. You look lost. You look lost. I see you running into the woods with your bright yellow jacket. You look lost. You look lost.
If you heard that I'm a threat, then you heard right. Shades on, but there ain't a lens for my third eye. People are see-through, they ain't really trying to learn, but you're eating what I feed you cause it's served right. People see me and perceive me in the worst light, find it hard to read me, I ain't speaking, I observe guys. Cause people will deceive you, I ain't really trying to learn lies. Searching for meaning with my burnt eyes. When I'm old and I'm grey and I've been through it all. Ask me what I've learned, I say I learned life. Pick up my book of rhymes, blow it and watch the dirt rise. Looking down at earth from a bird's eye. Searching, but searching for what? Searching for the purpose, the words and the worth that we lost. My eyes ain't awake and my mind's in a place where you can get what you ask for every time that you pray. Someone world peace, someone ice in a chain. Someone wealth, someone help finding a way. And we got it. Just imagine we all got it.